Confirmation of the 72-hour extension to the unilateral ceasefire declared over a week ago now by President Poroshenko frankly came as no surprise, because the mood music was there even before President Poroshenko had left Brussels. He was already looking forward to a conference call which will take place on Sunday involving him, the French President, the German Chancellor and Vladimir Putin, the Russian President. So it was clear that even in Brussels there was the expectation that there would be a window of opportunity created. There is the prospect of further sanctions which may be announced on Monday, but for the moment there is the exploration ongoing that some common ground can be found with the separatists. This has been a momentous day, as the President himself admitted in Brussels as he signed those documents. It came down to a simple flourish of a pen, a signature on a page. But this association agreement will fundamentally alter the economic prospects of millions of people. Getting to this point has cost hundreds of lives and severely strained diplomatic ties. It has brought Ukraine to the brink of civil war. President Poroshenko said his country had paid the highest possible price to make her dreams come true.
By signing this agreement, Ukraine takes enormous commitment in terms of reform. But it is a document of joint ownership and joint responsibility.
In the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, the treaty agreement was welcomed with balloons and singing. But this treaty is not without cost. Ukraine now benefits from having access to the European market, but it must make significant reforms to comply with EU regulations.
The ultimate Ukrainian goal is full membership in the European Union. I think we will achieve that in about 10 years.
And Russia continues to express its anger. The Kremlin predicting grave consequences if Russia's economy suffers as a result. In Moscow, President Putin said the Kiev administration had created a rift between the Ukrainian people.
The anti-constitutional coup in Kiev and attempts to artificially impose a choice between Europe and Russia on the Ukrainian people have pushed society towards a split and painful confrontation.
The United Nations estimates more than 100,000 people have fled from eastern Ukraine into Russia this year, fearful of both the conflict and perhaps the future. But there have also been positive signals. In the early hours of Friday, armed separatists in the eastern city of Donetsk released a four-man team from the international monitoring group, the OSCE. The men had been seized and held since last month. 4 other OSCE members and dozens more hostages still remain in captivity. A possible prisoner swap was one of the talking points at another meeting in Donetsk of the contact group, representing Kiev, Russia, the separatists and the OSCE. But the separatists still demand the withdrawal of all Ukrainian soldiers from the eastern regions, and they're still refusing to surrender captured border posts. The fact that this tripartite contact group was able to meet at all must be seen as progress. But the question that the Western leaders and international diplomats will want to know is that the separatists are not just trying to spin out their advantage here in the east in the hope of prolonging the current situation. The fact is they need to be serious about peace in order to make the ceasefire last beyond Monday. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, Donetsk.